So in today's video, I'm going to be showcasing you guys this sick chain glow effects that you can use in a lot of your music videos, especially if the artist is wearing like a massive chain or a chain that has loads of diamonds on it. This effect is going to work very well. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and if you're enjoying the content that you're seeing so far, make sure that you smash that like button. Okay, so once you have your video within your sequence wherever you are editing it, now for me, I edit in Premiere Pro. And then once I do the effects, I make sure that the full video is exported and I do it on top of it. So that's how I usually do my effects. So with today's example, we're going to be using a Little Dirk video, Barbarian, very clean video. And we're just going to be basically showcasing this glow effect on jewelry. Now you can do it on other things, but in my opinion, I feel like jewelry is the best, where it really shines and it just looks sick. So we're just going to do the first one here. We're going to right click and do replace with After Effects composition, and we're going to head straight into After Effects here. And I'm just going to bring in, I feel like this column here, the mode column, I don't really need that right now. Okay, cool. So as you can see, we've got our subject, and we're just going to double click and we're going to go to the roto brush tool, and we're just going to rotoscope out these two rings. Okay, now I'm going to be doing this very rough, but guys, when you're doing this, please make sure that you take your time and you do not rush it like me, because for a client you want to make sure that this is very clean. Or if you're doing this for some sort of content and you really want it to stand out, just take your time, man. Do not rush like me. But we're just going to go to composition, and as you can see, that is our cutout. Now that's actually better than I thought, not gonna lie. But we're going to go to effect controls up here, and we're going to go to feather, and we're just going to bring this up just a little bit, just to clean up the edges ever so slightly. And there we go. Okay, so once that first thing has been done, what you do want to do is you just want to click freeze here on your layer, because you want to make sure that this rotoscope is clean as possible, because your image will be moving alongside the camera. So you just want to make sure that nothing's being cut out of the rotoscope. Okay, and that's what we've done there. So next thing you want to do, you just want to duplicate your layer twice. Okay, Control D if you're on Windows, and for the third layer you just want to click on that and delete the roto brush, because you want your background back. So that's what we've got. We've got the roto brush right here, and then we're going to basically be making this glow. So the first thing I like to do is I like to go to effect controls and type in tint. Then I like to drag tint onto the first layer, which is the layer that I've rotoscoped, and change the color. Now for instance, say for example your artist is wearing like a yellow coat or something, you could easily just go up here and move it to a yellow sort of tint, let's just say around here, and just put less saturation on it if you like to, you know, so it doesn't look too vibrant. But in this case, I feel like with this sort of video, just to make it look a bit different, I'm gonna go with like a light blue, and we're just gonna bring the tint down just ever so slightly, so it's just like a kind of icy look, like around there. And we're gonna click OK. And this is very simple, guys. The next thing we're going to do is basically type in glow. Now depending on what glows you have, there's so much to use. You've got the glow that After Effects give you, you've got uni.glow that I love to use, and then you've obviously got my deep glow. So on this effect I'm going to use uni.glow because this is definitely one of my favorites, and we're just going to adjust the intensity, the threshold, and see what we can get with this look. So if I increase the size, this is the sort of look you're gonna get. So say for example we increased it to around 75, and then the threshold we decreased, you see the sort of looks that we can get. Now we can actually increase the intensity as well, so that's gonna bring up how much your jewelry is glowing, or whatever your subject is. Okay, now what I like to do is I like to really bump it up high like this, and then I go to effects and I simply type in fade. And what this is going to do, this is basically going to fade in your glow very slow. The one that I usually use is fade in overlay. So I just drag that onto our first adjustment layer, and as you can see at the start of the clip, it's got rid of our glow. But as we gradually move into this clip, you can see that it just starts to glow. And I think this is actually sick for B-roll clips like the one we're using right now, because it just gradually glows up. And it's not too oversaturated, it's not too over, you know, the board in terms of exposure. It just looks right for me, in my opinion, because that's the effect at the end of the day. You're trying to showcase something glowing. So that just looks sick in itself. And if we actually went back to Premiere Pro and just watched that through, that is sick as a transition. You could even add a flash here to flash out that glow, if that makes sense, so it goes into the next shot. But obviously we're not really focusing on transitions, etc. We're just focusing on the main part, which is the glow. So if we do replace with After Effects composition again, and for this shot, it's more of like a performance shot, so we're just gonna make sure that we actually rotoscope. Once we've kind of masked out the chain, which is, I feel like that is good enough. I don't think it's the best, but I think it's good enough just to show you guys. We're gonna click freeze again, just to make sure that everything is in line. And now once that has been done, go to your composition again, and you just want to see that your chain has been masked out, which it has. And we're just gonna slowly put a little bit of feather again. I'd say, because this one's moving quite a lot, I'd say around 15. And then we're gonna duplicate the layer again, and one more time. And then the bottom layer we're just gonna delete. Okay, so now we've got our clip again, and we've got our rotoscope all done. Okay, then we're gonna add our tint again, and with this tint I'm gonna add a different color. Instead of using the same color, we're gonna do a different tint, and I'm gonna try and match something that's around him. Let's just match it to, let's just say over here. Give it a different look. Don't always be boring, choose the same old colors. And then what we're gonna do with this again is we're gonna type in glow, and with this one we're gonna use deep glow. It looks very clean. It's definitely one of my favorite glows to use, because I don't know, it's just got that certain look that not a lot of these glows actually have. Okay, so we're just gonna go to the exposure, and I can show you the sort of glow we're getting. It kind of goes around, you know, the chain, but then also brings it out, and it's like a nice cinematic look, guys. It just looks sick. I don't even know how to explain it, but you can adjust your radius, and you know, you can move this around. You know, you don't have to have it so much around your subject. You can have it just a little bit, but I just like to have it quite high all the way up, because when we're fading it in, it just looks sick. So we're literally gonna fade this one in as well, same as last time. Fade in. It's very simple, guys. So we've added our fade, and you can see it slowly just starts to glow. Now that actually looks sick, because at the start not a lot of people know that there's a glow coming. It just slowly happens. So I think that's actually sick. You're kind of surprising the viewer with that one. That is definitely one of my favorite ones. I can actually show you guys what it looks like just without the fade as well, if you guys are interested. You know, this is just what it looks like without the fade. And you could literally do another thing where you fade it out at the end, so it looks like this. So as soon as your clip comes on, the chain's glowing, captures their attention, and then slowly fades off. So you can do different variations with this sort of effect, so it's completely up to you with the way that you want it. But I definitely feel like the fade in is way better for me. Slowly fading into a glow, and then I could potentially flash that out into the next scene if I was editing this. Now the last one we're going to do is basically showing you what the glow looks like from After Effects. So if you don't have any plugins at all, you can literally do this effect within After Effects, and you can see how I can make it look. Guys, I'm actually thinking of doing my own glow effect. Put in the comments below if you're actually interested in me doing that, and I'll actually create one. It's just the same thing as usual, guys. Just literally feather out your rotoscope, say around here or something. That looks pretty cool. And then go to a glow, and it's literally this glow right here. So we're just gonna drag that onto the first layer, and as you can see, it's added a little glow. It's a baby, man. It's a baby, literally. It's a baby glow. But what you can do is you can go to glow intensity, you can up that, bring it up to, let's just say 5.5, and then the glow radius you can bring up, and we're gonna do a fade in again on the layer, and as you can see, we've created that nice glow effect onto our chain. Okay, it's very clean, very simple, and guys, you can literally do this yourself with your own presets or within After Effects the glows that it gives you. So guys, that is it for today's video. Feel free to put in the comments below what you want to see next, or what you thought of this effect. I would appreciate all the feedback, etc. But listen, like I always say, if you're new to the channel here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and if you enjoyed today's video, smash the like button. We're going to be uploading every single day this month, so make sure you are tuned in, and I'll catch you in the next video. Love.